This newscast is brought to you by Qberg, Pittsburgh's source for LGBTQ plus news and community information. To learn more about Qberg, visit their website at qberg.com. That's QBURGH.com. From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. MSNBC host Joy Reid, who spent years criticizing President Donald Trump, is the latest news anchor to experience a career setback since the Republican returned to office. The liberal-leaning network is canceling the Reid Out and replacing it with a panel show hosted by Democratic strategist Simone Sanders Townsend, writer and host Alicia Menendez, and Michael Steele, the former chairman of the Republican National Committee. A source familiar with the situation has been reporting. Reid appeared to confirm that her show had been canceled on social media, writing on Blue Sky in the early morning hours of Monday that she would present the Reid Out one more time. There is no indication that Reid's highly critical views of Trump directly resulted in her show being canceled. The decision is part of a major overhaul overseen by the network's new president, Rebecca Cutler. Reid has been a vocal Trump critic throughout his political career, attacking the president both on air and on social media. In January, Reid called Trump an insurrectionist over his alleged role in the January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol, while describing his return to the White House as an eventual violent transfer of power. Reid posted a video on TikTok in July 2024 urging Democrats to support President Joe Biden's re-election campaign to keep Hitler out of the White House. Trump showed delight in the reports that Reid's MSNBC show had been canceled. The president called Reid one of the least talented people on television and a mentally obnoxious racist in a post on Truth Social. Quote, "This whole corrupt operation is nothing more than an illegal arm of the Democrat Party." Trump added, "They should be forced to pay vast sums of money for the damage they've done to our country. Fake news is an unpardonable sin." The final episode of the Reid Out could take place as soon as Monday night. Sorry, Donald, but the unpardonable sins are the ones emanating from the Oval Office with all the unconscionable executive orders that you have issued. Take your pen out of your hand and listen to Elon's son. Get out of his dad's office. And now this news from the U.S. Supreme Court. The Supreme Court refused Monday to hear a pair of cases from abortion opponents who say laws limiting anti-abortion demonstrations near clinics violate their First Amendment rights. The majority did not explain their reasoning for turning down the appeals, as is typical, but two conservative justices, Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas, disagreed. The city said the laws were passed to address disturbing behavior from protesters outside of healthcare clinics, but anti-abortion activists said the measures violate free speech rights and should be on their deathbed after the justices overturned Roe v. Wade and the nationwide right to abortion. One case comes from Carbondale, Illinois, which is located near the state's southern border, and passed an ordinance after becoming a destination for patients from nearby states with abortion bans. The measure was quickly challenged in court and has never been enforced. The city argued the appeal should be tossed because the ordinance was repealed shortly before abortion opponents went to the Supreme Court. Englewood argues that Turco has still been able to share her message outside of the immediate area near clinic entrances. Lower courts have ultimately upheld the ordinance, finding it isn't a major First Amendment burden. Both challengers pointed out that the High Court struck down a Massachusetts law creating 35-foot demonstration-free buffer zones around clinic doors in 2014. They say the Illinois and New Jersey laws should meet the same fate. But cities say their rules are in line with a different Supreme Court decision from 2000, when the High Court allowed a Colorado law to stand. It barred people from getting within 8 feet of others without permission in a 100-foot bubble zone around clinics. Thomas said that case, known as Hill v. Colorado, was wrongly decided. In a dissent from the decision to decline the Illinois case, he said that the court wrongly treated it differently than other First Amendment cases because abortion was involved. Hill has been seriously undermined, if not completely eroded, and our refusal to provide clarity is an abdication of our judicial duty, he wrote. Justice Thomas, another abdication of your judicial duty is to make sure that you're not taking millions of dollars worth of bribe money from various donors who are providing you with all sorts of lavish, expensive vacation trips. Just saying. If you are watching our news videos on YouTube, be sure to click on the subscribe button. You can follow the stories that we share on our Blue Sky page. That's the news at this hour. Now back to more music here on PEP Radio.